Hello, white people. Well, guess what? SHTF has arrived. This thing that we all thought was an abstract and would never happen to us, but those of us who have a little bit of paranoia in our heart have been stocking up and getting ready for. It's here. It's happening right now. The state of Ohio just declared bars and restaurants be closed down except for takeout, and New Jersey is talking about a curfew. A curfew? Really? A curfew? Like we're all a bunch of stupid children. We are in martial law right now, and they're just cracking down. I talked to somebody in Spain earlier today. Yeah, I know, Spain, that's in Europe. And they were saying that they are all on house arrest in Spain, and police are positioned, so if anybody leaves their home, they're told to turn around and go back home. How about that? I have a family member that lives in Michigan, just a little north of Detroit, who's in the ICU right now, and they're not sure if she's even going to make it. She's got kidney failure, and they've been doing dialysis on her. And I was going to leave in a couple days to go and see her, and then I just got a text message from her husband saying that she and him, they're all in lockdown in the hospital, and that if he would have left to go home, he would have been unable for 30 days to get back into the hospital. That's just how crazy it's getting. It's ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. You know, when I was a young nurse, many years ago, back in the late 80s and 90s, you know what we did for these major infections? We would have hospital-acquired diseases because of the antibacterials and antivirals that we used. We created what's called superbugs. And whenever these superbugs were discovered, usually they were not curable. And to keep it from spreading through the whole facility, what we'd have to do is we'd have to double gown, double glove, double bag all the garbage, double bag all the laundry. And, you know, that helped, I guess, for a while, but now it's out in the community and it's not a really big deal. And probably the same thing with this. You know, this has probably been in the community. If it's real, I'm having a hard time believing that this virus is even real. But if this virus is real, it's been in the community and all around us for at least several months. If you know anything about how diseases spread, it's kind of like gossip. It doesn't really spread that fast if it goes person to person. Basically, that's what has to happen. And even if this is a biological weapon and they put it in, let's say, a bunch of airplane terminals in their ventilation system, I don't even know what percentage of the population flies, but it's going to take time, and there's no way there's going to be a patient zero. Nobody's going to know except for the person who initiated this virus, because you know this is a bioweapon. This is not something that just organically happened because, you know, viruses mutate. Viruses just don't mutate that fast, and they mutate if they're under stress. If viruses, any organism, if it's not under stress, it's not going to mutate. Mutation happens when things are under stress. So the next thing I have to worry about is somebody breaking into my house trying to take my stuff, take my toilet paper. Gosh darn it, somebody's going to come in and try to take my toilet paper. Well, I'm ready, but that means I don't get to sleep at night. Am I going to sleep at night? Am I going to sleep during the day? How many people are going to come? Is it going to be a horde of people? Is it going to be one slinky individual trying to break into my house? How is this even going to occur? I know that sounds incredibly ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Everything's ridiculous. But this is a reality. This is something that you need to be concerned about. This is something I need to be concerned about. Is somebody going to come and take my stuff because they need it for their survival and they stocked up on weapons? Well, I stocked up on weapons, and now it's going to be a weapons against weapons moment, won't it? I just don't want to see something like that happening. And then what about my neighbors? They're both in their 90s. Somebody breaks into their house to take their stuff. They can't defend themselves. Fortunately, I can hear everything that goes on over there. And then I called up my neighbor earlier today, and I told her, I said, if the phone goes out and you need me to run over there right away, I want you to bang some pots and pans together, and I'll come running on over to help you out. And then how long is this going to last? How long are we going to be in this medical martial law lockdown? I guess schools are going to reopen in about 6 weeks, so can we assume that that's how long that this lockdown's going to last? Are we going to be quarantined from each other for 14 days? Is the internet going to go down? Are we going to not be able to communicate with each other? Are we not going to be able to talk about this kind of stuff? We're going to be isolated. We're going to have to resort to candles and books. They're probably going to take the electricity out too. You know, I'm just absolutely surprised that we are being put in a medical martial law lockdown, and I never thought this is how it would unfold. I thought it would, maybe be the infrastructure going down or food shipments stopping or something like that, but I didn't envision it looking anything like this. And I think it's fair to be paranoid and to think about the worst case scenario that can happen to you and prepare for it. All right, white people, that's the damage for now. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your comments below, and stay safe.